Good morning, my name is Elegant Chinedo Chime, and this is leakblast.com, Africa's most updated online news portal. Today on Political Update, we are sitting with a very important personality, a personality we believe should introduce himself to the general public. Sir, can we meet you?
Okay, welcome. My name is Honorable Amadi Oguerinwa Dennis, member representing Udi and Ezeagu Federal constituency of Enugu State at the National Assembly.
For some time now, League Blast has followed you up on certain achievements that you have made politically and also in the banking system. Okay, so let's take it from the banking system to politics. Take us through that journey.
Well, you said a little part of it. Prior to going to the parliament, I've been a banker for approximately 22 years, spanning about 22 years. And my trajectory in that sector ranges from information technology unit to business development unit. And within that career of about 22 years, I've worked in about 4 banks. The FSB International Bank, which metamorphosed into Fidelity Bank, and thereafter to FCMB PLC, and lately to Bank PHB, that is today called Keystone Bank. It was that same bank that I moved actively from my career to go around for the office of House of Representatives, my constituency. And within that span of 22 years, I've transversed within different sectors of the economy and the business segment of our citizens, ranging from commercial trading to oil and gas, to logistics, real estate development, telecom, and what have you.
Thank you so much. That's a very a very interesting one. Okay, you officially started your political journey in 2014, followed by re-election in 2019. Okay, and we also gathered that at some point you were voted Reps of the Year, and some other awards came after that. So can you please elaborate on that issue?
Well, these were random statistics taken by some agencies that dwell on assessment of legislators, ranging from participating in the plenary, participating at the various hearings, committee hearing, ad hoc assignments. So within the lax span of, I'm on the 7th year of the legislative duty, but within the first 4 years of being in that arm of government, somehow for providence and for their own best knowledge, they deemed me fit to rate my contributions as one of the best that could be adjudged within the tenure of that 8th assembly, and that led to that award.
Okay, we must say congratulations anyway, though it's in the past, but I think it's a well-deserved award. Now let's bring you to the moment. Okay, you are contesting for the senatorial position of Enugu West Senatorial District. Now, this office you're going in for, I must say, is a huge one, given the fact that you're about to fill a big shoe, or rather, big shoes. Okay, it's not like a hidden news that His Excellency Senator Ekweremmadu, okay, he did a very good job with that office in terms of development. The list is endless. How do you intend to consolidate that?
Well, maybe some of you in the media must have observed that we run a sort of synergy in the 2 constituencies that encompasses the Enugu West Senatorial Zone, where I have my colleague who is presently the Deputy Minority Leader, Robert Tobi Okechukwu. Both of us cover that senatorial zone. And on umbrella basis, our senator, which is the Professor Ekweremmadu, who have been there all the while, calling the shots for the development plan of our constituency and the empowerment of our citizens. We've been able to teleguide those developments in terms of a handshake across each of the federal constituency under him. And both of us and him, who is our leader within the senatorial zone, we've been able to have a development master plan for our senatorial zone projected to transverse beyond the lifespan of each and every one of us, to ensure continuity for those that are coming up the stream. So having said that, in view of the development and a lot of infrastructure and empowerment and what do you call it, the grand style of leadership he had demonstrated, it's going to be a big shoe to step onto his seat. That is for the populace. But for me, who's within, who is the part and parcel of the trajectory in the last 7 years, I think I'm much more competent to continue from where he stopped and share continuity for the betterment of our people.
Thank you very much. We all know that there's no good governance without women and youth. Okay, they say the youths are the leaders of tomorrow, but I say youths are leaders of today because we are present, we are facing today at the moment. And also, when you give a woman power, you have knowingly or unknowingly brought in progress. So what plans do you have for women and youth?
Well, first of all, I'm part of the elements in the parliament that ensured the passage of the bill for not too young to rule, which has not been passed by the president in last assembly before now. And then the current electoral act, which you did, I made sure also that I'm one of the champions to ensure that women have equitable participation in politics, ranging from party politics to elected position. So I think it's a major indication to show that we have that affinity and bond, both for the youths and for the women, and we are going to drill that down to ensure that those that are coming along on board newly should also imbibe that culture to ensure that there are total development and all-inclusive governance at all levels, at both gender.
Relating to the recent developments, His Excellency Senator Ekweremmadu declared interest for the governorship office of the state, Enugu State to be precise. What is your intake concerning that?
Well, I look at it from a global and a national point of view. The entire continent, globally, both compared to other parts of the world, is facing a challenging time, very turbulent time, both for our economy, both for our citizens in terms of every aspect of living. And down here in Enugu, I think it is high time also we step up the game in terms of revving up the expectations of a regional center for the Southeast, which Enugu used to play. So I think distinguished Senator Ekweremmadu, when you talk in terms of competence, capacity, leverage, accessibility, and being able to run synergy with the central government that may come on stream when he's on board, he has an A-star rating to take this state to the next destination. And having said so, he always have my support because I believe that is the best for our citizens, irrespective of whomever come from. In the past, people from the south, Calabar, wherever, Lord dwell here in Enugu. And this is a home for all southerners. And I want to bring a metropolitan governance that should be able to give access, give equitable distribution of resources, inclusive government where there will be ownership in the leadership at different strata. That is what we expected of him, and I know he's going to do it.
Thank you. I like that. I like that. Okay, moving forward. How would you advise, or what is your advice to delegates for Enugu West Senatorial District and, of course, Enugu State at large?
Well, let me start from my own senatorial zone where I'm running. My advice and appeal to our delegates is to put their eyes on the ball and have the mind frame that electing legislators who will be able to compete favorably, be able to represent them within the geopolitical space of Nigeria, which is over 220 million by estimation today. So you to vote for one of the 109 senators, you must look out for competence, look out for experience, look out for people who have diligence, people that have track record, that should be able to stand up and match the legislator from the northern part of Nigeria, from the south, from the southwest, and be able to compete internationally, be able to traverse the globe and be able to put in place values that will be driven home to people who are not privileged to be elsewhere.
The last but not the least question, sir. Given your experience at the banking sector and other sectors that you occupied, we know that for any nation to grow or any community to grow, the economic part of that community or country should be looked at. What do you intend to do to ensure that the Enugu West Senatorial District has its own way of, growing her economy?
Well, governance has to do with lots about fiscal responsibility. And when we talk about that, where we are interested both on who occupies the number one position in terms of executive in the state, to be complemented by those of other legislators, both at state level and federal level, is to create an enabling environment that will be able to attract both local and international investors to take comparative advantage of natural endowment that we have within our state. And having said so, my Enugu West Senatorial Zone, if you look at the natural resources within our senatorial zone, it's why we have abundance of gas within our senatorial zone, which is within the Amansiodo area, in Olo area. Some of the wells, oil wells that we are exploration, we have tried before now, they are all reserved wells, especially in Olo area of Oguerinwa local government. These are basically basin oil, the kind of oil we have within the Anambra Basin where the Orient Petroleum is operating. So we are looking at a government that will be driven to the international market. If you look at the gas pipeline currently being done from Ajokuta to Kanu, we are also pushing to ensure that part of the Kwaibo takeoff of that gas pipeline that will capture the gas reserve in Enugu State. This is the big picture that is coming on stream, and we are going to jointly pursue it with the incoming government to ensure that in no distant time, gas, which is the in thing globally now, that we're one of the states that will key into that natural resources in terms of derivation, in terms of investment, in terms of employment for our people, and every other multiplier effect that will affect our citizens. Without prejudice only gas, there are other mineral resources within our state. There's limestone, we can exploit. There's nothing that no rocket science or a cement factory cannot be in Enugu. When we keep a government that is open to the global economy, we'll have a direct foreign investment that will help us put in place infrastructures that match the best practice in the contemporary Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us, and it's been a wonderful time being with you. Hopefully, if elected, the things that you have mentioned so far would come to light. Thank you so very much, sir. You're welcome. Okay, you heard it all from Right Honorable Dennis Oguerinwa, as he is contesting for Enugu West Senatorial District. Hopefully, if your vote counts, just like mine is going to count, he is going to come in and fulfill all the promises that he has made so far. Until then, I see you. My name is Elegant Chinedu Chime, and this is slickblast.com. Thank you.